Imagine waking up to find your dream project, a beautiful barn, reduced to rubble by a vengeful HOA president named Karen. Then picture yourself sipping coffee, watching her precious resort lake vanish into a muddy crater. This is the story of how I turned the tables on the ultimate HOA Karen. Welcome to Daily HOA Karen Stories. Hit that subscribe button, and let's dive into the chaos. The barn that started it all. 3 weeks ago, I finished building my dream barn on my 40-acre property, just outside the fancy Emerald Springs Resort HOA. This rustic red beauty housed my vintage tractor collection, a lifelong passion. I had every permit in order, county approvals, agricultural board clearance, even an environmental thumbs up. Everything was legal, perfect, and mine. But that didn't sit well with Karen Whitfield, the HOA president from hell. Enter Karen, the clipboard tyrant. Karen stormed onto my property one Tuesday morning, flanked by 2 HOA minions in matching polo shirts. "That eyesore needs to come down," she screeched, waving her clipboard like a war banner. She claimed my barn ruined the luxury aesthetic of their lakeside views. I calmly explained it was on my land, outside her HOA's control. She stomped her foot like a toddler and vowed to make me pay. And oh, did she try. Karen's bureaucratic blitz. For 2 weeks, Karen waged war. She filed fake code violations with the county. She hired a photographer to snap my barn from every angle, calling it aggressively ugly. She even started a petition titled, "Save Our Views, Remove the Barn." Most residents refused to sign, but Karen didn't care. She called the fire department, "no hazards," the health department, "no rats," and the building department, "perfect foundation." Each time, I showed my permits, and the inspectors left shaking their heads. But Karen wasn't done. The illegal demolition. Karen dug up a dusty 1952 ordinance about agricultural nuisances and sweet-talked a junior county clerk into issuing an emergency demolition order. One Thursday morning, I woke to diesel engines and splintering wood. A crew was tearing my barn apart. Karen stood at the property line, filming with a smug grin. "Maybe next time you'll think twice about ruining our views," she sneered. By the time my lawyer arrived, my $20,000 barn was rubble. The county called it a civil matter. I was furious, but I had a plan. Discovering my secret weapon. That night, sitting among the wreckage, I noticed something. The spring feeding my livestock ponds also supplied Emerald Springs' 20-acre resort lake. My grandfather's ironclad water rights from the 1960s gave me full control over that spring. No easement required me to share it with the HOA, it had just been a neighborly courtesy. Until now. Karen wanted war. She was about to get one. Draining the lake. I quietly hired hydrologists, attorneys, and surveyors to confirm my rights. Then I rented 30 industrial pumps, each moving 500 gallons per minute. Working at night to avoid suspicion, I set them up to redirect the spring water to my irrigation system, ponds, and a new reservoir. On Sunday night, I flipped the switches. By Monday, the lake dropped 3 feet. By Tuesday, the dock sat on mud. By Wednesday, the lake was a giant, muddy crater. Paddleboats lay stranded, the fountain sputtered uselessly, and Karen's face turned purple with rage. The HOA's meltdown. The HOA held an emergency meeting as residents panicked. $1 million homes now overlooked a mud pit. Wedding bookings and corporate retreats canceled. Karen screamed about lawsuits, but her lawyer delivered the bad news. My water rights were airtight, and their insurance wouldn't cover the loss. Meanwhile, I sued Karen and the HOA for the illegal demolition, seeking damages and punitive awards. The local news jumped on the story. Suburban lake vanishes overnight. Property values tanked 30%, and the resort shut down. Karen's empire crumbles. The county investigated the shady demolition order and uncovered Karen's affair with the junior clerk who'd signed it. Lawsuits piled up, I sued for my barn, residents sued the HOA for mismanagement, the resort sued for breach of contract, and the county sued to recover costs. Karen's husband filed for divorce, her real estate firm fired her, and the HOA board ousted her. Then the DA charged her with conspiracy, fraud, property destruction, and misuse of public resources. At trial, she played the victim, but the jury wasn't buying it. Justice served. The judge threw the book at Karen, 3 years in prison, $50,000 in fines, and 300 hours of community service. As the bailiff cuffed her, she wailed, "I was just protecting standards." I sipped my coffee, watching from my folding chair by the empty lake bed. My lawsuit against the HOA is ongoing, but my new barn is already under construction, bigger and redder than before. And the lake? Let's just say I'm enjoying my water rights. That's the story of how one HOA Karen's vendetta cost her everything, and a lake. If you loved this tale of petty revenge, smash that like button, subscribe to daily HOA Karen stories, and ring the bell for more. Got your own HOA horror story? Drop it in the comments below. See you in the next one.